Dave just now. Going this one?
No, this one here. That's it.
Oh, you pivot though. Over there. That's heavy then. Right.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's it.
So more like kayaks over that side then. Your paddle. Hi, I'm Paul Cowart from Angling Addicts. We're down in Morecambe. We're going to do some kayak fishing today. Got Dave Rushworth from Angling Addicts with us as well, and Phil behind the camera. Just running through some of the kit that we've got. Obviously, clothing wise, I've got a dry suit on here. It's got latex seals on it. Personal preference, you can get neoprene seals on, but these just keep the water out a little bit better. Personally find them a bit more comfortable than the neoprene ones as well. Sort of goes over your head, and then this zip seals completely dry, so obviously I've just got jeans and a t-shirt underneath. When I get back to the car, I literally just step out of it and jump in the car. One good thing about this particular dry suit is that it's got convenience zip. Obviously if you're out a mile out to sea and you need a loo, it's a bit inconvenient coming all the way in. You can just quickly take a pee. One of the main bits of safety kit is your PFD, personal flotation device. Varying price from about 10-20 quid up to probably 200 quid. This is sort of somewhere in the middle of the road really. A few pockets. Obviously the cheaper ones don't have as many pockets and compartments. Reflective tape on them. And it's not actually a life jacket, it's a PFD. It just helps you keep afloat. It's all adjustable, all the straps on it. One thing I carry on my PFD is a rope cutting knife. Just if you do get into difficulty with a rope or something, it's always there. It's on a bit of string as well, so you can't lose it. And I just keep that in there, tucked away. Another piece of kit I choose to use is it's actually a tow line, but I use it to connect myself to the kayak. If I do fall out, it's around my waist. I can just pull myself back to the kayak. Great bit of kit, waterproof. Get them for less than 100 quid now. You know, there's no excuse not to have one really. This one actually floats, so that you can watch it floating down the sea whilst you're still sat on your kayak. Completely waterproof, as I say, and it's rechargeable. Great bit of kit really. I've got my paddle attached to a leash here, just a bit of string between the paddle and the kayak. Obviously if you do drop the paddle overboard, you just pull it back and, you know.
You're back in business.
Yeah, then you're back in business, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't, because you've got plenty of length on it, so you can still paddle, it doesn't get in the way. Leave that on there at all times really. I'll just take a look at anchoring on a kayak. It's there's a bit more involved than when you're on a boat. You don't just chuck it in. On my kayak I've got what they call an anchor trolley, and this just runs from the stern, and I have it just to the middle, but some people have it all the way along. It's on 2 pulleys, so when you're actually out there, you're ready to anchor up, you literally slot your anchor rope into there, move it all the way to the back. One thing about the anchor trolley is I've got bungee at each end, and all that does is acts as a bit of a buffer. If it is a bit choppy, it just takes some of the slam out of the pull of the waves and things. And you want the back to be as close to the back as possible really. At this point I'd have hold of the anchor, and this is when I'd put it in, and then you let off enough line to to basically to anchor you up. Obviously, if you just drop it in midships and it catches, you've then got pressure on the middle of the kayak as opposed to pulling you straight in the tide. Particularly around Morecambe where the tide runs are that strong, you know, there is a risk of you tipping yourself over if you don't do it properly. Just have a look at the anchor itself. This is a 2 kilo Bruce type anchor. A lot of people probably think it's a little bit overkill, but round Morecambe where the tide runs that hard, you know, I've had this slip with a smooth hand pulling me against the, you know, down tide. I have it on a bridle system, and all that does is when you drop it down, obviously that pulls in. If you get snagged, particularly around Blackpool and Rossall, obviously there's quite a few rocks around there. All you do is paddle up, which pulls the chain up, and then the anchor pulls out backwards. Basically, it just saves you losing countless anchors, basically, because you haven't, obviously with a kayak you haven't got the oomph of a boat if needs be, that you could put a bit of throttle on and pull it out. Obviously on the kayak you need some sort of trip mechanism on it really. And I've got a good metre or so of really heavy chain, just helps that dig in, just keeps the tail down of the anchor really.
The rig I'm going to be using today, running ledger rig, which is familiar to all boat anglers. It's the same on a kayak. All it is a clip which you attach your lead to, slides up and down your main line like so, which means that when the fish take the bait they don't feel the weight, they're quite happy to take the hook. All I do then is put a bead on which buffers the knot, and then all I've got is a 2-hook running ledger, which is attached to a swivel. Tie that off, put sliding lead. It's a simple 2-hook trace. I've got a bit of bling on this because it's been easterlies this week, and it's the water's actually cleared up quite a bit for Morecambe anyway. So I've got a little bit of bling on there. Size 10 Aberdeens, frozen black. Away you go. this is what we've come for. Another nice place. Just out of range, the shore lads are having a quiet time of it, I believe. And this is what a kayak can do for you. Just gets a little bit further out, a little bit earlier, so you've got more of the tide run. The fish are feeding harder, and you can get a few nice fish like this.